The title of my post today is, What About Visions and Dreams? Acts 2:17 states the following, And it will be in the last days, says God, that I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Then your sons and daughters will prophesy, your young men will see visions, and your old men will dream dreams. I thought about that verse in the last few weeks, especially after reading Ezekiel. Ezekiel had very, very detailed visions. Ezekiel 40, for example, especially grabbed my attention. In it, God gave Ezekiel a vision in which a man sent from God gave specific instructions on exactly how to build the temple. We're not talking generalized instructions here. The man gave Ezekiel detailed instructions down to the dimensions in feet and even fractions of feet. I counted at least 42 exact measurements that the man gave Ezekiel about the dimensions of the temple, not to mention the exact description of each outer wall, outer gate, outer court, inner wall, inner gate, inner court, and each inner room. My mind went a little dizzy trying to comprehend how Ezekiel remembered it all to write it down. I've had 2 visions in my entire lifetime, both within a 3-year period of time. One was before my Amish grandpa's funeral in 1977. The other was right before my dad died in 1980. I won't give details of the visions as they are personal to me, and I don't want it to sound like I'm bragging. To put it into perspective, however, I had 2 visions in my entire almost 71-year life on earth. That means that in almost 26,000 days of my life, I had only 2 visions. So in the other 25,998 days in my life, I had no visions, or dream for that matter, since I am now considered old. What was the purpose of the 2 visions I had so long ago, especially when I crave God speaking directly to me once again after nearly 50 years? I think they were to give me hope of specific promised outcomes. I believe God knows every detail of my mind, of the way I think, and what I needed at the time and need now to get me through the long drought of promises not fulfilled. I was a new Christian back in the late 70s and early 80s. I didn't have any good mentors in my life, and I didn't know Scripture like I do today. Perhaps God knew I would need anchors to keep me going on the path He had for me. In conclusion, I'm very thankful for those 2 visions so many years ago. But I don't hang my hat on only them. Instead, I hang my hat on God's unfailing, unending love and mercy for me that is described in the Bible. The Bible and what God tells me in the Bible is now my main anchor. I'm open, however, to a dream or 2 now that I'm what many consider an old man. I'm not going to pray for God to give me a dream, but I'll surely accept one if He gives it to me.